Today on the Brock Matherne Show, we look back at an impressive Week 4 win over Denham Springs to open district play. We highlight our players of the week. We look ahead to Live Oak and homecoming. And we check in on our Subvarsity and middle school teams. Welcome to the Brock Matherne Show, your weekly all-access pass to EA football. And now with your host, Eric Brownfield, is head coach Brock Matherne.
Welcome back to the Brock Matherne Show. This is Coach Brownfield here with Coach Brock Matherne. And, Coach, every week we start off the same way. How you doing? It's homecoming week, a few more distractions than normal. How's all that going for you?
Yeah, doing real well. Glad to be 1-0 last week. Getting our third win in a row, so feels good. But on to this week, and homecoming's always a challenge. And with all the distractions, you got the parade, the pep rallies, all the different dress-up days, right? And I think the message to the kids is, keep the main thing, right? We have a football game to go play against a very talented Live Oak team, and we want to continue to set ourselves up for success and go 1-0 this week. And we're not looking into the future, learning from the past, and just making sure that we locked in on what we got to do. It's been a great week of practice. So excited to see what the rest of the week mentally is for our kids, and if we can block out the distractions and go out and perform on Friday night.
All right. Sounds good. Now, we're going to do exactly what we tell kids not to do and look back to last week and the big win over Denham Springs.
I guess it's okay for us to do it.
It's for us. Yeah, for us. Do as we say, not as we do, right? All right, so let's see what we got here. This is Football Friday night, which made us the game of the week there.
Yeah. Right here, look, talented kid at quarterback. It was a struggle to keep him contained all night long, and started off early after what we thought was a recovered onside kick. They get the ball at midfield and go score early, and then this kid had a special game, making a move right there on the defender and getting north-south, getting into the end zone, and giving us some momentum. He played a heck of a game.
It seems like week by week he's getting better with his decision-making.
Yeah, and I mean, right here, very disappointing ending to a great play on his part. But again, each week he's just getting better and better. Right here, a little blown coverage on our part. But really proud of our guys, even with this. It was like, all right, next play. They really buying into the so what next play mentality. Right here, getting the ball to Mason Cotto again. I think our offense is starting to gel more and more. Not that they haven't been. We're just finding different ways to score. You see so many different people getting involved in offense. And right here is huge. Special teams can give you so much momentum in a game. We get a one-score lead right here, go recover the ball and get an opportunity to go punch it in the end zone here shortly. And then, again, good to have a healthy Jason Blackburn. We get in the end zone right here, get a 2-score lead. Couldn't be more proud of our guys by the way we played 4 quarters in all 3 phases.
Right there, let's go back here. And that's pretty much the end of the highlights there. But because the drive we're about to talk about, not really any TV-friendly plays there, but definitely football coach-friendly. But it was nice at the end of the third quarter there, leading up to the drive, to have 2 dozen roses and all that mean a little something. It was a huge moment. We just scored. We just got the ball back. We know we're just about to score again, and it's nice to have a little something extra to kind of push that team over during
I think the coolest part's been with the whole 2 dozen roses thing is we started this thing with only like 2 kids knowing the song. And then that week of practice on Thursday, we run through the script, right? And I announce, all right, end of third quarter, and we get the team start singing 2 dozen roses. And then when we have all this momentum going into the fourth quarter, we got the light show going. I tell you what, that was probably one of the most special moments since I've been here on Burnside. Really showed how special Burnside is in Spartan Stadium, as you got the fans in the stands clapping along to the song. Right. The kids are hyped up. The coaches are singing along and just having fun. But it's like we told the kids on that Sunday, you got to put yourself in that position for it to feel that special, right? Right. And they did a great job of that. But no, that Spartan Stadium was rocking, and I expect it to be rocking again Friday for homecoming.
Absolutely. I think we'll see some full bleachers there for homecoming for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and do this first. Let's go to our team MVP of the week, because I have a feeling this will be the best way to talk about the drive.
Yes, indeed.
And I've told people ever since last Friday night that was one of the most impressive things I've seen in almost 20 years in Spartan Stadium. was that drive that started with 10.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter on our own 5-yard line.
Yeah.
And then we finally punted back to him with like 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. So talk about Chase and his role in that and just how huge that drive was, not only in this game, but looking forward.
Yeah, look, Chase Johnson is man, he's everything you wish out of a football player. He plays it the right way. He plays the offensive line where a lot of people don't really see him, but if you're a football coach or you understand the game of football, you understand. And when you watch him, I mean, he plays with violence in between the whistles. He executes assignments, doesn't have many mental busts. And on that last drive, I just remember watching that last drive, and for some reason I just kept locking in on Chase. And as you could see the desire he had to go finish this thing off with them on the field, and the way he was going and the speed he was going with and the physicality, I just remember watching him and going, that's Spartan football. That's how we want to play football. And he does that week in and week out at practice. So it was easy. It was like, look, he's got to have one of the MVPs because he deserves it. Works his tail off. Couldn't be more proud of the guy. And you want to talk about a humble young man, doesn't say much, just shows up and goes to work.
Sure. Always been that way.
Oh, yeah. And then just going to the drive, I got two quick little stories about that. Is one is a joke. I messed with Coach Dane before the drive, and I said, Coach, there's 10 minutes on the clock. I remember you was at the same stadium a year ago, and you leaked about 10 minutes off the clock to start the third quarter where we didn't get a chance to really come back in that game. I said, it'd be real nice if we could do that now that you're on our side. So, Coach Dane and that offensive staff is great. And we worked the 4-minute drill, and they just did a great job of taking the opposing team's will right there. And when that last time out hit and we was on third down, it was like finally like, all right, it's over. But I think of where we're going as a program. This offseason, I did a lot of self-evaluating, and I went back and I was watching an old interview after we played South Lafourche my last year at St. Louis Catholic. And then one of the questions was, Coach, that last drive, you took over 9 minutes off the clock, didn't give the ball back. We won 21-14. And the answer was simple. It was like, that's the way we want to play. We want to play a physical style of football. And they talked about our kids not wavering through adversity, that it was just like every single moment that happened, it was like, so what? And we just moved on. And it's really pleasing to see that we're moving in that direction. I felt like our kids dealt with adversity great last week. And then that final drive, look, that's Spartan football. That's what we want to do. That's how we want to play. We want to, as I tell the kids, we want to live in the deep end of the water. And if you want to come in there, our goal is to put you under. So just proud of our kids for finishing that game the way we did.
Absolutely. All right, we got a few more kids here who stood out last Friday night. So let's start with Zaylen Smith, our offensive player of the week. Yeah,
again, continues to get better and better each and every game. He's just been phenomenal. You want to talk about dealing with adversity. That kid gets hit more and more, it feels like, every week. And it's not because he's getting sacked. He's a dual threat guy. He's going to run the football for us. He gives us an extra wind. And, man, he's just been getting better and better each week. And last week I thought he had a great performance both in the air and on the ground.
All right, Michael Levy, defensive player of the week, free safety.
I mean, he could be the defensive player of the week almost every week. Leads our team in tackles. Just thought he had a phenomenal game of making our checks from the back end in coverage-wise and really getting in there on run fits, being in passing lanes to disrupt passes. So two juniors that are stepping up big for us in varsity right now.
Hard to believe he was a linebacker his first 2 years. He looks like a natural back there. And finally, Anthony Audemars on special teams, kicking off punts, extra points.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, one, he did a great job on extra points of when his number was called to go in there and nail him. But just between the punts, I mean, the kid can boom a punt. It sounds like a bomb's going off whenever he kicks the ball. But just executing our onside kicks, putting the ball where we want it. He was pretty much perfect this week when we wanted either sky right, sky left, or if we wanted it deep right, deep left, deep middle. He was on point, and that plays a big part in our kickoff coverage. So he works his tail off. He does things that people don't realize. He's out there every day practicing all the different types of kicks. We demand a lot from him because we want him to be so flexible in what we want to do with our game plan. And each week he goes out there and works his tail off to be able to execute that. So proud of him.
Yeah, if you're ever able to see practice, kickoff usually all looks the same. Not here. Yeah, you never know what's coming the next time.
For sure.
Oh, man. All right. So our opponent this week, the Live Oak Eagles. I made a couple of notes here. I had to go back and I was like, this seems weird. Let me go back and add this up. Their last 3 games, they're 2-1, and they've scored 45 points a game.
Yeah.
Against some 5A competition, too. They're not playing a cupcake schedule with this. Yeah,
I mean, look, they have some serious talent on the offensive side of the ball. Really, their whole team. I mean, it starts with their quarterback. I believe he's a senior, dual threat guy, and he's one of those kids. I was explaining this to somebody today. He's just one of those tough quarterbacks that just never quits. Like, the play's never over. It's as long as the ball's in his hands, it's always alive. And then he has a bunch of special receivers that are young, sophomores and juniors. They can make a big play at any moment. So we got to be on our best on defense, and knowing that offense could strike at any moment. It's more than ever. Like I told our kids, we got to be able to tackle well. We can't give up the big play. We got to make them earn it. And then we have to have great pursuit angles when it comes to him getting out of the pocket, scrambling, and trying to make a play downfield. The pass rush can it can never die. We have to continue to get after him, and I think if we do those things, we'll have some success against him.
A lot of different looks. We just saw highlights from the Dunham game. This is Walker right here. We're talking about, we see flex bone all the way to 5 wide in the same drive.
I mean, they have so many different formations, alignments on offense. I mean, you'll see them in the flex bone. You'll see them in overload, wildcat. They do so much different stuff, but I mean, I feel they are their best when one has the ball in his hands. As you can see there, he finds a way to make plays, and his receivers do a great job of going up and get the ball. So it's a challenge that we're extremely excited for.
And I know last year Live Oak didn't have the same kind of offense, and we went up there, and that was an incredibly tight game when it probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
and it was. And I think we need to remember.
Look, they
tough.
come out and they play hard, and they're gonna play you hard for 4 quarters. They're not worried about talent. They're not worried about size. They come after you. So I mean, our kids know this is not a traditional homecoming game, right? This is one that is a big game against a very respectable opponent that can easily come out there and beat us if we're not on our game.
Absolutely. All right, so let's see. Oh, didn't get the score on here. So the score in the JV game was 30-0.
Yeah.
EA won that one. Live Oak is a little outmatched there in that. No freshman game. They're not playing a freshman season this year.
They don't have a freshman team this year. Yeah. But we decided to play our lower level JV guys and some of our freshmen. Proud that we got to get all those guys in and get them some work and get that opportunity to get better. And it's what I told the guys after the game. One, congratulations on winning. You get a shutout, you go score 30 points. That's something to be proud of. But the thing I was the most proud of is so many kids last night got meaningful reps and got better. I mean, from juniors all the way to freshmen, played meaningful snaps in a game that is going to help us move forward as a program. And couldn't be more proud of those guys. They did things the right way last night, and it led to some success.
And like you said before, that matters way more than any score.
Oh, for sure.
That kind of growth. All right, time for the middle school minute. Gonzales continues to roll. They beat Dutchtown last week, and tomorrow they're going to be hosting Bluff at Dutchtown. I'm sorry, they'll be traveling to Bluff at Dutchtown tomorrow at 6:30. So a little bit about the Bulldogs.
Yeah, look, they rolling right now. Coach Mike, I talk to him often, probably 2 to 3 times a week. They got a great group of kids, very talented group. Look forward to seeing that program continue to grow the way he has it. Their numbers are up more than ever. I think he said he has 75, 80 kids on the team right now.
Wow.
So just excited to see Gonzales Middle and how he's growing them and promoting them to want to become Spartans and inviting me around to be a part of it. So it's been fun.
All right, Mustangs beat Lake last Thursday at Spartan Stadium, and they are back at Spartan Stadium, kind of like us. We've been at Spartan Stadium for quite a while, so Central's got a little homestand, and they play the Santa Monica Wildcats tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look, I got to go to that game. Again, Banks and Beckham, my two little boys, put on a tackling show. Banks is perfecting his linebacker stance, which makes me an extremely proud dad. But, look, that Central team is good. Man, they look pretty. They play the right way. They have some talent. The quarterback, running back, offensive line, receivers. Just overall, really, really good group. So that was a fun group to watch. Real fun group to watch, and excited to see what they do moving forward.
All right, middle schoolers, October is championship month, so you guys need to turn it up a notch. All right, and they will be at home tomorrow, like we said, against the Wildcats, and then they'll be on their bye week. So a little chance to recoup after tomorrow. Hopefully another victory there. All right, it's time for the mailbag segment. And today's mail comes from a surprising location here. All the way in Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah, so we got viewers all over the place here, Coach. All right, so Coach, he says, now that you've won, Mr. Patrick Carter, now that you've won 3 in a row, it can be easy for the guys to get overconfident and lose focus in their preparation. What is your approach to making sure they continue to do the little things that help them have this early success?
Look, I think I kind of stated something like this earlier. For us, we're not living in the past. You know, what we've done in the past really doesn't matter. Yeah, we won 3 games, but we won 3 games all last year. You know, we're not living in the past. Our deal right now is what we got to do this week. We're not looking forward. We're looking at this week and this week only. And I think when you have that mindset that it's only about the now and be where your feet are, that it's easy to prevent being overconfident. And look, our coaches do a great job of staying on the kids about, look, it's right here, right now. We got to win today. We got to win this practice. If we don't get better today, that's a loss. And I think that's the best recipe for us is just, look, you leave the past in the past. Yeah, we won last week. So what? We got another opponent. We only get 10 guaranteed, and we want to make sure we take advantage of every one. So I hope that answers your question for us. It's just really about taking it for this week right now and then being where our feet are. That's the way we go around here.
And I think if you looked at practice, practice Monday looked like any other Monday practice this season. No different, no comfort, there's no less intensity.
We got after it.
Absolutely.
Got after it.
All right, it's time for Ask Brock.
Oh man.
And we
did ask
we did ask one of those guys. I'm going to tell you this one was one of the guys on the top row here. I'll give you a little hint here. All right, so and this question came in hot this afternoon, like right around 1:30. Okay.
Oh man!
All right, so here it is. How were you able to lure so many former, very successful head coaches to EA? Obviously, they're making huge contributions, and how do you keep them around?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think one, it's all for relationships. I've worked with a lot of those guys. If I haven't worked with them, I competed against them and known them for a while, and I think we all have the same belief system, right? And to have an opportunity to turn a program around like East Ascension and make us a contender in Division I non-select, I think that intrigued all of them because, look, at the end of the day, every single one of those guys, and you include myself, we're all competitors. We want to do it at the highest level, and we want to do it our way. And with the opportunity to build this thing our way, I think that was intriguing for them. And like I said, I think, again, it goes back to relationships, man. Like those guys have been extremely grateful to me. And, man, I can't thank them enough for taking this journey and believing in me and believing in our process and helping us get this place to where we all want it to be. So I really believe it's nothing more, nothing less than we just all believe in each other. And we have a ton of fun working together, and that makes it that much sweeter.
And for the record, it was not. I noticed that 3 of those former head coaches are on that top row. It was not any of them who asked the question. I will say that just for fairness' sake there. All right, so we're going to come up and ask you some final thoughts here on this week, which is the last home game of 5 in a row, and we're about to spend the rest of October on the road. So we're shutting down the lights at Spartan Stadium Friday night, and we won't see them again until November 7th, which is wild to even think about. But before that, I did want to say that we're going to be live at Walk-Ons at 6 o'clock on Wednesday of Gator Week. That's Wednesday, October 15th. So we're going to invite everybody to come out to the Walk-Ons on 30. We'll be having a lot more information on that next week. But we are going to have our first live show. So, man, it's going to be
That'll
live
be
streamed as
interesting,
well.
huh?
So it's
It'll be fun.
Yeah, no edits. It's just going to be the real deal. So be ready for that in 2 weeks from today. So, Coach, final thoughts. Live Oak, last of 5 straight home games. What are you looking for Friday night?
Look, looking for our kids to go out and do the right things the right way all the time as we preach to them, and really looking for Spartan Stadium to take that next level as we've done every week so far in this homestand. Take that next level and continue to give us the home field advantage that they have given us, and try to get 4 in a row and be 1-0 this week.
Sounds wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. All right, so for Coach Brock Matherne, this is Eric Brownfield, and we'll see you next time on the Brock Matherne Show. Until then, go Spartans.
Go Big Blue.